Let's talk game designers.
Man, this game is getting boring. I need to find something else to play. Wait, dude, check it out. There's a new Christian RPG game out. Let's see what it is.
Hey Joseph, what you playing?
Hey Grandpa, I'm playing a new RPG game.
Young people and all these RGD games. When I was a kid, we didn't even have video games. We had to play real games.
Huh. What are you playing right now?
An exciting game of chess.
Alright Grandpa, have fun. I'm gonna go ahead and do whatever you do in this game. Wait, I'm biting sushi? Well, that's different. Kill the sushi! What's up, homies? Welcome to another Apostolic Game Designers video. And we're just gonna have some more down-to-earth fun reviewing a video game released this year in 2018. This is one of the first Christian video games of the year. Now, there have been a number of other ones released by this group called Christian Games Online, but most of them are, to me, seem like only kind of like mini games, not actual full-length games, and they lack a lot of the gameplay elements I look for in actual video games. And so we're going to be talking about this game that is called Alpha Omega, the Christian RPG. Hi, bird. Yeah. So this video game is being released with different chapters. So the first chapter has been released already, and you can play through it in about an hour and a half. I'm going to be telling you about the storyline, but a little bit about it. It is a 2D top-down game, almost a little bit like the classic Pokemon style games, just a little bit. And it has, to me, it has almost like a Final Fantasy combat style system, almost like the Christian version of some of the Final Fantasy video games. And so this video game, like I said, has had the first chapter released. The first chapter is actually about heaven as humans were being created, about the rebellion of Lucifer against God. And so we are going to be talking about that together. So this game has been created by a guy named Steve Wilson. And actually, one really cool thing is if you go to our Facebook page in the description below, Steve has actually joined our page. And so I think that's awesome. Alright, so let's go ahead and talk about this. So the storyline of Alpha Omega, the Christian RPG, I find it very intriguing, very interesting. And so in the storyline, you are the human player, and in the game starts in an everyday life situation, and then you get on the computer in the game and you're transported to heaven, where there's a war going on, and you join the angels that are fighting Lucifer and all those super bad, stinky angels who are trying to attack God and all that stuff. And so you start having all these battles, and you try to figure out what's going on. And so a lot of the angels are confused because they're not sure why God is creating humans. And so it creates for an interesting situation, a very intriguing storyline. So one thing I thought was really interesting about this that really got me kind of thinking was how the game actually portrayed angels. And so the game, like a lot of times when we think about angels, we think of them as purely flawless beings, but based on the fact that, obviously, according to the Bible, bad boy Lucifer rebelled against God and fell from heaven, that makes me realize, that maybe angels can make mistakes just like us. And so in the game, it shows it that way. So it shows that even the angels are confused sometimes and get caught up in the feeling of battle, all those different things. They can get afraid or get hurt. And so it kind of makes me think a little bit about the actual nature of angels. Oh, by the way, that main player in the game, whew, got some dance moves, bro. So the gameplay for the game Alpha Omega, the Christian RPG, is not really that complex. It's a lot of the top-down, and then most of it is focused on the battle system, which, like I said, is very similar to me, kind of Final Fantasy. So how the battle system works is you have several different characters, and it goes through them, and each one you get to choose an attack move, and then you get to select which enemy you use the attack move on. And so I think it's pretty interesting. You can collect different weapons and armor, and then you can equip them onto the people who are with you. So I think, you know, I was pretty impressed with the gameplay. I thought it was pretty fun, actually. Now for the graphics of the game, the graphics are a little bit retro. I mean, when I grew up, man, I grew up with retro video games. Like, that was my childhood. I played retro video games all the time. And so I'm used to it, and I love retro video game graphics. So the graphics of this game really related to me because that's what I was used to. So it's not really that retro if you look at it. Some of the animation is a little bit kind of retro in the style. So it's got like a lot of 2-frame animations, which is very typical for that type of video game. And so the graphics, like I said, I did enjoy the color of the graphics. I did like a lot of the character designs. A lot of them were like really cool. Whoever designed them, my goodness, that guy, I mean, whew, I need him to help me learn how to draw and stuff. Guys, I was trying to sleep the other night when all of a sudden these sushi started attacking me. It was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. So I did all that I could do. I grabbed a kitchen knife and I started chopping at them. And I cut them. All I can say to everybody is kill the sushi. Kill the sushi. So the music of the game is actually very different from what I'm used to hearing inside of playing Christian video games. And so this video game had actually a lot of songs with lyrics in them, which doesn't happen very often in Christian video games. And so a lot of them seem like kind of like rock style music or maybe classic rock. I don't really know enough about the different styles, but I'm gonna be honest with you guys. My favorite song in the whole game was the music for the sushi fight. I love that music. So anyway, some of the songs are pretty cool. It's not really my style of music, but some of them I actually did enjoy. Some of the music put inside the video game. It's a lot more better built than the music I'm used to hearing in most of the Christian video games. And overall, that's about it for the game. It was pretty well developed, pretty short. Now, there were a couple things I did not like about the video game. I'm going to be telling you guys about that, because when I create these reviews, I try to give you guys the whole scoop so you know completely what to expect. So you're gonna ask yourself, should I play this game or should I not? I try to do that with every video game that I do reviews of, and so I try to list anything that I might not totally like about the game. And so a lot of what I didn't like about the game is related to my personal religious, like theological beliefs. And so one of my beliefs is, in like part of the church organization I'm in, is based on 1 Corinthians chapter 11, that men should have short, well-cut hair, and that women should not cut their hair, but should let it grow long. And so that's something that my church believes. Some of the men angels in the game had like longer, more uncut style hair. Obviously, angels aren't male or female, but they kind of resemble, you know, one of those. And so one of the female angels had like hair that was cut in the front. And so obviously, I mean, I wouldn't care about it as much as if it was like human players who were like that. But since it portrayed angels like that, I didn't really like it quite as much. Another thing was, throughout the game, there's this interesting gameplay mechanic where you might see these like sparkling, whatever you want to call them. There's just like these stars on the ground. And you walk up to them and it loads up a classic piece of art. Then it asks you a quiz question about it. A couple pieces of the art I wasn't extremely comfortable with, because like one of them it showed an angel wearing like an armor piece that resembled like a shirtless man. And then another one had a picture of like the devil, and then it showed like part of his body exposed because it only had a robe over part of his body. And so, you know, things like that, which, because I believe people should dress modestly, so, you know, I wasn't totally comfortable with that. And then the other thing was that this one's, like, I'm not totally sure about this one, but, like, one part in the game where God is speaking to the angel Michael, and he says that most of the angels left him, which I guess he was just talking about most of the angels who were in that particular scene, because the Bible says that, if I'm correct when you read through the Bible, it says that only 1/3 of the angels in heaven left God to join the devil. So anyway, that was just a couple things that I was thinking about when I played the game. So anyway, guys, I want you to tell me what you think about this review. Check out our channel. Hopefully we'll be coming out with some more cool reviews, videos about other games coming out. So anyway, stay tuned, and do not trust that sushi. No.